everybody. I don't know how you feel, but for me, the summer just went by a little too quickly. But, you know, autumn is a wonderful season. And I wanted to share with you some of the decks I'll be using. I really enjoy watching the other people put out their videos about their decks throughout the seasons. So I guess I'm inspired by that, and I wanted to do it as well. So around August, I started to switch my decks around. And the couple that I pulled out in August, the first one is the wonderful Vision Quest Tarot. And I will continue to use this throughout this season. I can't tell you how much I absolutely love this deck. I have such a connection with the deck. For me, this deck is very meditative, and I've had incredible journeys and meditations with this deck. There's something about it. It's very beautiful. It's very balanced, and, you know, very magical for me. I did a video about it a little while back, I guess a year ago or so. So it's just, like I said, it's a wonderful deck. I enjoy using it. And even when I just started working with it again recently, you know, first reading, I had just an incredible, incredible meditation. So that's the wonderful Vision Quest Tarot. Another deck that is for me also very meditative and well loved by many that I started again using in August is the Tarot of the Hidden Realm. You know, so many of you know it and love it. So fabulous, fabulous deck. I really like this Emperor card, and I've had meditations specifically with this card. I like that they have people of different ages in the deck. Again, like the Vision Quest, it's very well balanced. Just incredible. So, I'll show you a couple more because it's hard to stop. I like this Three of Wands. So anyway, another wonderful deck, and I like using those two decks at the same time, you know, around the same time, because they both hold that meditative energy for me. So the next deck, it's a little deck, and it's a very unusual deck. It's called the Chemin A, and it's very different than the other two I just showed you. This deck is very, it's very esoteric and thought-provoking. And there's some of the cards. It's esoteric in a similar way, similar but not quite the same, as the Mary L, you know. So for me, this is almost a, it's like Mary L light. It's a little precursor, because as the season goes on, November, December comes here, I will start working again with the incredible Mary L, which is one of my favorite decks. But this is a nice little deck as well. It's really interesting. That's all I can say about it. It's thought-provoking and interesting. So, okay, now I had recently talked about the Legrand Circus and Sideshow Tarot, and I'm going to continue using that through the season as well. I really like this deck. My friend here on YouTube, Tess, did comment that she felt it had a melancholy energy to it, and I would agree with that. But, you know, there's a little more to it than that. You know, it's very interesting how the creator set the suits to be, you know, different aspects of the circus. So the swords would be the people that are doing the more, you know, strange things. The more strange happenings would be in the sword suit. And the monetary side, the behind-the-scenes finances, would be the coins. And the performers would be the cups. And the wands are more like that, the work that's, you know, needed in the behind-the-scenes to make the show happen. So it's a really interesting deck. I like the artwork. I like the deck a lot. And as I said, I'll continue to use it through the season. Now, October is just a couple of days, I guess, away. So I wanted to start using my Vampire Tarot by Robert Place again. Now, this is very different than the Ian Daniels Tarot of Vampires. You know, that Tarot of Vampires is a very healing deck. This is different. This is you know, it's a very literary deck, and Robert Place based it on the Bram Stoker story. So if you like literature, as I do, or if you have read that Bram Stoker version, you know, you might really like this. Now, I did trim this deck. So if you've seen it before, that's why it looks different. I like that the Queen of Holy Water is Pamela Coleman Smith. It's a nice touch. There are other people in the deck I'll show you in a minute. Here's Mina, the devil. And the moon. So yes, there are other literary people, and the Knight of Stakes is Edgar Allan Poe. I've been reading a lot of Poe lately. And the King of Garlic Flowers would be the King of Pentacles, and that is Bram Stoker. So it's just an interesting, fun deck. And you know, I do like Robert Place, so his decks. So that's going to be for October. And I just have a couple others to show you. And they're both based on dreams. And you know, this time of year we're getting into that evening and the nightfall of the year. So the first one here to show you is Terror of the Sweet Twilight. Now, I had gotten this about a year ago, and I really didn't use it a lot. But now I'm using it, and I will continue to use it through the season, and I like it very much. It's very colorful, and it's from Lo Scarabeo. And it is exactly what it says it is. It's not dark, and it's not light. It's that in-between, that twilight time, and that really is the energy of the deck. Again, like the Circus Tarot, it does have a little bit of a melancholy feel to it. The Nine of Pentacles. But I think the artwork is fun. It's a little bit sensual. The people, some of them are people that I feel like I know or would like to know. There's the Two of Cups. And there are also, when you look closely at the cards, you'll see in the background there are things that don't seem as if they belong. Just the way you would feel in a dream. There might be something in your dream that's so odd, and it really clues you in that you're dreaming. So, as a matter of fact, here's an example. In the Eight of Pentacles there, you see the girl looking off to the side. And then you see the ape in the background there. You know, and that when you take the time to observe and, you know, kind of get into the card, those little nuances will really bring you in some further meaning to the cards. So I really like that about this deck. Here's the back. It's a really fun little deck. So the next one is the, hold on, there's one more. So the next one is also a very dreamy deck, and it is just a wonderful little deck, another Lo Scarabeo deck. It is the Tarot of the Dream Enchantress. And I saw Kate from Tarot Readings by Kate did a really thorough review on this deck. I like what she had to say. I agree with what she said, that it's a wonderful deck, but there's just a little off-putting situation here with the some of the characters are masked. And it's generally characters that would have been male. So, you know, I would have preferred if they just used men or even had the woman's face showing, but they tend to mask the faces. So all the kings have this kind of ironed, kind of crazy looking mask on. Other than that, I really like this deck. It's watery and it's dreamy, and you can really get into the imagery. You can just, you know, get into the cards. And I like my readings from it. Love the energy from it. It's really a fun little deck. So I think it's, you know, great for this time of year. And here is the backing. And one more deck that I started working with in April. And, okay, I had just bought it in April. It is the Royal Dark Tarot. And, you know, I had just started using his I Ching Dead Moon about a month before, and I liked the artwork so much that I felt I wanted to buy the tarot deck, and I'm really glad I did. And I also want to say that Owl Moon has been mentioning this deck, and I think I just want to say thank you for bringing that up to a lot of our attention. It's really something special about this deck as well, I feel. And the only thing I don't like about it is that there aren't a whole lot of men. And sometimes the men that Lo Scarabeo chose to use from Royo's artwork, oh, you know, I don't even see one here. Well, sometimes they're more like beastly, and I know I mentioned that in a previous video. And, you know, the Lover's card, which I'm sorry I don't have here, especially, I don't like that. It's a beautiful woman and this kind of beast. I mean, I get it, but I think they could have chosen maybe a little better out of his incredible artwork. I really like his style. And this deck does hold for me a particular energy that meshes well with my work in my workplace, where, you know, there's sort of a dark atmosphere, and the women are the ones bringing up the energy and bringing the light to that dark atmosphere. And this does hold that for me, so it's special to me. And even though, let's see, like I said, I got it in April. I really haven't put it away. So even though I'm going to continue using it through the season, I have a feeling it's going to be one of those decks that I never put away. So I'm going to do another video about the decks that I always have in use. But until then, have a wonderful season wherever you are. Bye for now, everyone.